Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video all about press-on nails. A video or two back, you guys were asking about the nail polish I was wearing, but I let you know that they are actually press-ons, and chances are if you're asking me about my nails, they are press-ons. I wear them all the time. Once I let you guys know that, you had a lot of questions, and so I've never made a video about press-on nails because I kind of thought they're old school, not a lot of people use them, but you guys were curious to know more, so this is not only going to be a demo of how I apply mine, but tricks to keep them lasting longer, about how long they last, the brands I prefer, how to remove them, everything you could ever want to know gonna be in this video. So let's get started. So first let's talk brands. The number one press-on nail I like to use is Impress by Broadway Nails, and these are actually the nail that got me back into press-ons years ago, probably when I first started blogging. When they first came out, they did something through Influencer, and so I tried them there and got hooked. They last for an entire week on me, and I was just blown away by that. Plus, these are an adhesive nail. They don't require any sort of glue, but unlike those old school adhesives where you have like the sticker that fits the shape of your finger and you have to put that on and then you put the nail over top, which I always managed to screw up every time I did it, these already have the backing on them, and so you just peel off the sticker on the back and press them on, and that's kind of the only nail that I'm aware of that does that, which is part of why I prefer using them. And ever since they came out with their first collection, they now have a ton of different colors. You can get French manicures. The ones that I'm wearing today, this is actually in Symphony, and these are from the accent nail collection. So as you can see, they have a few different accent nails to choose from, so you could either do an all pink manicure or you could pick some of these glittery nails to apply throughout, however it is you want to do it. So I really like that they have a bunch of different variety. However, Kiss also makes another kind of nail that I really like. These are a little bit thinner, but they don't come with the adhesive automatically applied to the back. You either have to use those cruddy little, stickers that you put on and then like the old school nails, or they do have nail glue, but I find these are a little bit thinner, and a lot of these come in really fun designs as well. These, I don't think I said this, these are the Gel Fantasy ready to wear gel nails, and frankly the only difference between the two, I think, is the texture difference. They feel like the same material, kind of a plasticky sort of thing, so when you peel them off, they're kind of shot. You can't really reuse them. They get a little bent and warped. So once you peel them off, they're done, but I have a trick for helping them stay up to 2 weeks. Another thing to note with the Gel Fantasy in particular that I recently had to be careful of is the length. And actually both, Impress does this too, but I think it's easier to tell the difference between the lengths in the display. So there's a short length and there's a medium length. I don't think there's a long length that I'm aware of, but I accidentally picked up 2 of the medium length nails because they didn't really look that long here, but I put them on my fingers and they look like talons. I have really short nail beds, and so I don't need a whole lot to make my fingers look, just give it that extra little oomph to make them look a little longer. These look like talons and kind of hindered what I could do. So just a word of warning, if like me, you aren't used to long nails, you have short nail beds, be sure you get the short nails because the medium length can be a little long, but they're still gorgeous. And then the third brand I think is really worth mentioning. I don't actually have to show here today because they're a little harder to get a hold of than the Kiss brand. They're called Static Nails. They only retail online, and I actually discovered them at the makeup show Chicago. What I love about them though is that they are even thinner than these Kiss Gel Fantasy, and they don't have that plasticky feel to them. They feel like something closer to a real nail, so when you remove them, they essentially pop off and you can reuse them. They're meant to be used as, or they're meant to be reused, basically. They also have a ton of fun designs, which some of you might love or hate because it's actually hard to find just a plain red nail with them. They love to do accent nails with Swarovski crystals or studs. They have some crazy wild designs and lots of different nail shapes like oval and stiletto and plain square or squoval, whatever that's called. They have a ton of different variety, but they are a little bit more out there and have a little bit more nail art than you might find in the drugstore. But like I said, I think they're so worth mentioning because they feel so much more like a normal nail and you can reuse them. So definitely go check them out. So now onto how I apply. No matter what nail I am using, I always like to start by swiping my nails with some nail polish remover to either remove old polish that I had on or take away any natural oils that might get between the adhesive and my nail. The Impress manicures come with an alcohol swab actually and a little nail file as well. I tend to ditch the alcohol swab. I go straight for the nail polish remover just because that's how I've had best results, but you do get one with this if that's what you want to use instead. So I do that, and then I start organizing my nails. I lay them out in an order that corresponds with the finger they will go on, if that makes sense. And basically I do that to make sure that I don't get to my second hand and find that I used every size that could fit my ring finger over on my other hand. I also find that when you're working with something like a set with accent nails, you can just better plan on which nails they're gonna go on so they're not all clustered like on the last 3 fingers, the first 2, or whatever. I just find it's easiest to apply beforehand. Then I will start applying, doing the thumbs last. There's really no particular order otherwise, but I always save the thumbs for last because the thumbs are, I think, the easiest to peel the backings away with. Now this is the step in the application where I get my nails to last a little bit longer than they might otherwise. If I were to wear the Impress with just the adhesive, I get 4 to 7 days worth of wear depending on how much I'm going to use my hands. If I'm going to be doing a lot of dishes, if I'm moving, like last week if I were moving, they'd be gone in probably 3 days because I'm opening boxes and tearing out paper and all that kind of stuff. So just depending on how much you use your hands, I'd say 4 to 7 days. But if I use a nail glue in conjunction with the backing that's already on here, I can extend these for about a week and a half, sometimes even 2 weeks, and that is with laundry, dishes, whatever life throws at you. I find that these nails just last so much better when I have an extra layer of adhesive there. So the way I like to apply it is to put a few dots of the glue at the tip of my nail, and then I'll start by rolling the press-on from front to back towards the cuticle. I find that's the easiest way to evenly distribute the glue and make sure there aren't any air bubbles, really make sure that you get as much surface area touching and make it harder for those suckers to fall off. And once they're on, that's it. I don't really have a brand preference when it comes to glue. In fact, it's really more of a size preference. I've purchased the individual nail glue bottles, and I find that there's too much in there to use before it gets cakey and gunky and basically sealed shut by its own product. I actually like to use the glue that comes in these gel fantasy kits. It's a nice thin little tube that's really easy to get through before it seals itself shut, and it's great to throw in your purse, which I do recommend putting in a plastic bag, but I love throwing that thing in my purse. That way if a nail pops off on the go, you can easily stick it back on there, and that will tide you over until you can get home and really do it the right way all over again, or find a new nail and stick it on there. And the last step is removal. Whenever I want these guys to come off, I will just soak my hands for a little bit in some warm water, no more than 5 minutes. It's not an extensive process. Soak them in some warm water. It will loosen the adhesive just enough to pop them off or peel them off. I find that my nails feel and look the same as my nails do when I remove nail polish. They're a little bit softened, but they're definitely not discolored like they are with some nail polishes. And if I find I have some extra nail glue that's clung on there, I will just soak a cotton pad with some acetone-based nail polish remover and go at it. So that's it, you guys. I hope I was able to answer all of your questions and that you enjoyed learning about my press-ons. I felt like this was kind of a no-brainer video to make because they're just kind of press-on nails, but hopefully you got some good tips as to how to extend the wear time of these, the brands that I like to use. Beyond that, if you guys have any more questions, be sure to ask me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!